Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are at the moment. Hey, Curious Kiwi, good to see you, darling. Big ups to the replay crew. Awesome that you guys watch when you can't be here live, means a lot to me as well. So, big ups to the replay crew. Happy St. Paddy's Day if you're across the other side of the world. But for us, St. Paddy's Day was yesterday. I spent lunchtime with my son at an Irish pub. There was Irish dancers. They were effing amazing. I had to record them because it was so good. So if you haven't seen the video of that, check it out because it's amazing. So today, when we spun the wheel last time I was here, it landed on North Carolina. So we are going to look into North Carolina today. I've got a couple of cases I want to cover from there as well. And then we're going to have a look at some missing people in Ireland because of St. Paddy's Day as well. So we're going to have fun. So let's sort of start looking into it. North Carolina. Hopefully I don't drop too many F-bombs today. I'm going to try really hard. Hopefully I will be good. I need to monetize. Coming back from lunch yesterday, I was really lucky that I had a couple of sleeping bags in my car and was able to give a couple out on the way home. So that was good because I've got so many in my house, man. Some of them have to stay in the car. I haven't had as much support for my charity drive at this stage, except for one lady donating a sleeping bag and the backpackers donating a whole lot. But I'm sure that will change, and I'm going to keep plugging and keep plugging. Hey, Kaleidoscope, you like the F-bombs? Yeah, so do I, but if I want to, like, monetize, then I can't be dropping F-bombs all the time, but we'll see. Okay. Let's start in North Carolina and learn a little bit about it. North Carolina is a state in the southeastern region of the United States. The state is the 28th largest and 9th most populous in the United States. In the 2020 census, the state had a population of 10,439,000. When you put that against the 5 million in New Zealand, that's a lot of people. Raleigh is the state's capital and Charlotte is its largest city. The Charlotte metropolitan area, with a population of 2,595,000 in 2020, is the most populous metropolitan area in the North Carolina. The 21st most populous in the United States and the largest banking center, just in case you wanted to know about banking centers, in the nation after New York City. And just a reminder that everything you need to know, all the links to every page I go to will be in the description box below. Also, how to find our Facebook page and the website, how to donate, all that stuff will be down below. So let's have a look at where it is on the map if you don't know. So over here, this little bit, this red part is North Carolina. Obviously it's next to South Carolina, if you didn't know. All right, guys, so the first one I wanted to look at was this missing 13-year-old girl rescued from a locked North Carolina shed. Now, this is just from a couple of days ago, so this is quite recent, March the 15th. Law enforcement rescued a missing 13-year-old girl from a locked shed in Lexington, North Carolina, after federal authorities provided a tip about the missing minor. Davidson County Sheriff Richie Simmons said the office received a tip from an FBI Violent Crimes Task Force about a minor who had been abducted from Dallas, Texas. Officials were able to locate the missing girl in an externally locked shed behind a home in Lexington, North Carolina. Yeah, crazy. Simmons said that Jorge Camacho, 34, used a social media messenger to lure her from her home to his car. So this is really scary that people can do this on social media. We know how bad social media is. The content of the chat was consistent with grooming and enticement, and he enticed her to actually leave the home where he picked her up in the area. According to the victim's mother, who spoke with Dallas ABC affiliate WFAA, Camacho met her daughter while playing an online video game, chatting on online messenger, Discord, and communicating for months. Parents, you've got to watch what your kids are doing on social media. It's just so easy for this to happen, and it's bloody scary. We're lucky this girl was found, right? Who knows what would have happened. We extend our deepest sympathies to this individual and her family in this unbelievably challenging time, a spokesperson for Discord said, adding that the company works to keep bad actors off their platform. They say we have continued to continue to cooperate closely with law enforcement in their investigation into this incident. The timeline of the abduction is still unclear as the investigation is ongoing. However, authorities said that they were able to use camera activity to determine the vehicle associated with the abduction and the suspect's identity within 10 minutes of getting the tip. So that's awesome for law enforcement. 10 minutes after getting the tip, they were able to find this girl in this locked shed, which is awesome. Some might notice that my co-host isn't around at the moment. I'm not sure where he is, but he did not show up for this. So we'll see what happens if he does show up at all. His co-host, he should be here with me, right? According to Davidson, North Carolina records, Camacho was booked at Davidson County Jail on Saturday. He has been charged with multiple offences, including RAPE, child abduction, and human trafficking. He is being held on a $1.2 million bond. Just really quickly, it's different in New Zealand. Over in America, like you have bond, and it's so much money that if they can pay it, they can get out, or if they can pay a percentage or get a bondsman to pay a percentage. I'm a little confused how it all works. We don't have that in New Zealand. You go in front of the judge, and the police either oppose bail, they don't want it, and they let the judge know why, or they don't oppose bail, and it's up to the judge whether a person is allowed to be out on bail or not. Sometimes restrictions are put on bail conditions, so that's how it sort of works over here. How rude. Cats are so unreliable. I know, right? I mean, you'd think he'd be here, but he's just off probably chasing chicky cats and doing his thing because he's so handsome. Cats. Who was the idea to have a co-host with a cat? So I thank God that we were able to find this young girl. It may not be that case forever, Simmons said, noting that his office had investigated a concerning number of similar cases. More than 2,100 people were referred to federal authorities for human trafficking offences in 2020. According to data from the Department of Justice, a 62% increase in referrals since 2011. So that's, quite scary. According to the National Centre for Missing and Exploited Children, 365,000 children were missing in 2020, with estimates suggesting that 30% were actively trafficked. That's just astronomical numbers. It's insane. I thank goodness I don't think we have human trafficking in New Zealand. Simmons said parents should be mindful of their children's social media activity given their potential susceptibility to bad actors. We've had to do this so many times, it's crazy. He said that's why we're pleading with these parents. The missing girl's mum said she was aware of those risks of online chats. She said we knew the risks and we talked with her about them, but it still happened, unfortunately. Hopefully they've got their daughter back, obviously, and they can start the healing process now for sure. And I should have been showing you that while I was reading it, so you didn't have to look at me, but I forgot. Kaleidoscope of crime. Maybe I scared your co-host off. Who bloody knows? I don't know what's in his mind from one day to the next, right? So, don't worry. So, I don't know if you guys have seen this story, and I don't know how to pronounce the surname of this young lady. Madalina, North Carolina police released new photo of 11-year-old missing since November. The girl was last seen getting off her school bus on November 21st, 2022. Absolutely shocking. If it's after the ad. So this was the last time that Madalina was seen. Such a pretty young girl. It's very sad. So let's look into some of these details. North Carolina police have released a new photo of Madalina, a missing 11-year-old girl whose disappearance was reported to police nearly 2 months ago. Madalina's disappearance wasn't made known to Cornelius police until December 15th. Remember, she went missing in November 21st, when her mother, Diana, told school officials and local police that she hadn't seen her daughter since she went to her bedroom the night of November 23rd around 10 p.m. after she and her husband Chris got into an argument, court documents state. So why not report her missing for a whole month? It has been 85 days since Madalina was last seen getting off her school bus on November 21. It has been 61 days since Cornelius police learned on December 15 that Madalina was actually missing. They said they are working tirelessly and are following up any leads or many leads to bring Madalina home. And we've got the SBI and the FBI and the CPD all involved. I'm not going to go into full names because it's just mouth mush to me. In December, authorities arrested and charged Diana and her partner, Palmita, with failure to report a missing child to law enforcement after Madalina's disappearance from her hometown in Cornelius, which is just north of Charlotte. So we should have really left that up, but let's have a look at Cornelius. Something Carolina, North Carolina. Let's have a look. Maps. Okay, so here is Cornelius in this little bit slow motion. Hey yo, Pam, hello my darling. Okay, where were we? Beautiful picture. She's such a pretty young lady. On November 24th, the stepdad Palmita drove to his relative's home in Michigan to recover some items after an argument with his wife. The mum, Diana, went into her daughter's room around 11:30 a.m. that morning to discover the 11-year-old was gone. She waited 3 days until November 26 when her husband returned home to Cornelius to ask him whether he knew where Madalina was. He apparently asked the same question in return, according to an affidavit. So, scarily, she waited 3 bloody days to ask her partner if she knew where her 11-year-old daughter was. When detectives asked the mum, Diana, why she waited until December 15 to report her daughter missing, the mum said she was worried it might start a conflict between her and her partner. Diana is originally from Moldova, where Madalina was born. So all this is quite disgusting in my eyes anyway, but we're going to get a lot of information. Security camera footage from a Cornelius school bus shows the girl exiting the bus November 21, the last day Madalina, a 6th grader, showed up for class at Bailey Middle School around 5 p.m. Cornelius authorities have asked the public for first-hand eyewitness information from anyone who may have spotted her mum's light green Toyota Prius in the Madison County area between November 22 and December 15th. Madison County is a rural area near Asheville, situated in the Appalachian Mountains. Okay, that was a bit of a mouthful. So let's look at this Asheville. Asheville. This will be it. Oh, well, so it's way over here. They are asking to see if anyone's seen the mum's car way over there. So, yeah, that's a long way off. Madalina's family penned a handwritten note expressing their concern for the missing 11-year-old, which the CPD shared with the public December 22. And I'm going to try and read this, but it's like small writing, but I'll give it a shot. It says, Madalina is a beautiful, smart, kind and loving 11-year-old with greatness in her future. We are desperate to find her right now. She needs all of our help. We ask for your continued positive support in sharing far and wide the posters and pictures of Madalina. Each and every share may be one step closer to finding her. If you believe you have seen Madalina or have any information related to her whereabouts, please contact your local law enforcement agency or the Cornelius Police Department and come forward with this information. Anything may help. Our family would like to express sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your support. Our family will continue to do everything we know and learn something. 6th grade. You're Irish, you don't know what means age-wise. 11. So, yeah, she was 11 when she went missing. Well, she is 11 and missing. Madalina is a beautiful, smart, kind and loving 11-year-old with greatness in her future, they write. And there's a number for the CPD if you know any information, which of course will be in the description box below if anyone knows any information. Now, this story has just come out about 4 days ago on March the 14th. Madalina, cops probe possibility persons with ties to drug traffickers smuggled missing girl to safety. So this is something different that we haven't heard a lot. So let's get into this one. Look at her though, she's so pretty. This is hard to follow, so I'm going to, say it as best I can, at the speed I can, so you just can follow along, hopefully. In an interview with a relative of the mum, he stated that she and her mother asked him if he would assist her with smuggling her and Madalina away from the residence, according to a new search warrant application. Search efforts got underway for the 11-year-old girl from North Carolina on December 15, but 3 months later there is still no sign of Madalina, despite the efforts of the Cornelius Police Department, NSBI, and FBI. Throughout their investigation, those agencies have always emphasized that this remains a missing or kidnapped persons case and a search warrant application obtained by Inside Edition Digital provides new insight into how officials came to that conclusion and how they plan to proceed in the ongoing investigation. And indeed, this article is from Inside Edition. Hold on, I need a vape. I didn't even get a coffee ready for me. Oh my God. On February 14th, Detective Gina Patterson of the CPD filed an application for a search warrant in Mecklenburg County Superior Court. A judge approved the warrant that same day, allowing Detective Patterson and a canine to search the home where Madalina lived with her mum Diana and the stepfather Christopher. Hope everyone's having a good day, listening, loving it. So glad to see you all. In an interview with the relative of the mum, because I'm not saying that name because I'm going to smash it or mush it, he stated that the mum and her mother asked him if he would assist. No, I just read that, didn't I? Yeah, okay. No, I didn't. He stated that Diana and her mum asked if he would assist Diana with smuggling her and Madalina away from the residence. He stated that she told him she was in a bad relationship with Christopher and wanted a divorce. Detective Patterson then reviewed Diana's cell records, leading to another discovery. On Thursday, February 10th, 2023, so only a month ago, CPD and NCSBI agents reviewed phone records for the mum, Diana. When reviewing phone numbers that defendant Diana contacted, she had an extensive communication on December 2nd with a known subject. In reviewing the subject's phone records, there was multiple calls to phone numbers belonging to unidentified targets involved in ongoing T3 drug narcotic trafficking investigations, according to the affidavit. So did you get that? It's like quite an intricate sort of story, for sure. Detective Patterson decided to conduct a search of Diana's car that they had impounded with a canine after learning about the calls to unidentified persons involved in drug trafficking investigations, according to the application. Now, I'm not quite sure how the calls are to unidentified people, but yet they know that they're people that are involved in drug trafficking investigations. So I don't understand exactly how that works, but okay. She did not have a warrant to enter the car on that date, but notes in the application that a canine alerted on the driver's side door of the vehicle on that day. Detective Patterson applied for a search warrant for that car, stating she believed the 2008 Toyota Prius may hold physical evidence of narcotics, drug paraphernalia, and or evidence of trafficking. A magistrate signed off on the warrant February 13th, one day before Detective Patterson applied for a warrant to search the family home. The canine once again alerted inside the vehicle, according to the search warrant. That warrant also stated that Detective Patterson came across a number of important documents or papers inside the vehicle, including Madalina's identifying documents. These documents include a debit card belonging to the mum, Madalina and her mum's passports, her mum's Romanian passport, and miscellaneous education certificates and work documents. This is a lot on my mouth, man. I'm doing pretty well though. No mouth mush going on yet, but it's going to come for sure. Once all that evidence had been gathered, Detective Patterson submitted her application for the new search of the family home on February 14th. The affiant believes that a search of the residence may locate drugs and or money not previously found in the residence. We believe that the additional search could be helpful in locating and leading to information on the disappearance of Madalina. I'm doing good, curious? Thank you, my darling. She continues, based on affiant's training and experience, persons associated with narcotics activity are also associated with human smuggling. Oh, I'm sorry, Pam, you've got a tummy ache. Just relax and chill, my darling. It is not known if investigators obtained any new evidence after executing that new search warrant on the family home, but we'll look more into that too. Diana and the husband remain in custody at the Mecklenburg County Detention Centre, charged with failure to report a missing child. The two have yet to enter a plea to that charge, and a hearing that had been scheduled for earlier this month was pushed back to May at the last second. So that's, at least a whole month, 2 months away. Madalina was last seen again exiting her school bus just before 5 p.m. on November 21. Hold the phone. I'm all good. That's what keeps me going, you know. And again, it was not until December 15th that Diana reported her daughter missing to the school resource officer. That is 3 days after a truancy packet had been left at the family's home by a 6th grade school counsellor when no one answered the door. What I'm really happy about is the fact that 3 days of Madalina not showing up at school, it says, a truancy officer visited the home and left some information. So it's really nice to know that school was onto it. Pam, where's Ronnie, my co-host? I don't know. He didn't show up for this. Maybe he had something better to do. I am not entirely sure. But he's an unreliable co-host, so I just have to go with it. Diana stated her and her husband argued that night, and the next morning he drove to his family house in Michigan to recover some items. Diana claims that she went to check on her daughter at around 11:30 a.m. and noticed she was not in her room. That was on November the 24th. She says she then waited until he returned to the house at 4 p.m. days later, November 26th, to ask if he knew where Madalina was. He said, I asked Diana why she did not report Madalina missing until now, said the school resource officer, and Diana stated she was worried it might start a conflict between her and her husband. What? That makes no sense. That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous statement to make. Pam Smith, he's fired. I know, right? I mean, I'll have to give him a few chances. He may show up during the stream, but yeah, he's a little unreliable. The resource officer asked the husband, who said he drove to Michigan on March 23rd to pick up items and did not see Madalina on that day. So that was the day after they last seen her. He said that he believed the last time he saw her was a week before his trip. So that's different again. He left on the 23rd after she was seen on that bus, and he reckoned he hadn't seen her for a week. The report goes on to say that upon returning home, he asked Diana if she had hidden the girl and asked the same question of him, and they both said no. The two then discussed the missing girl but took no action in alerting authorities. This is an 11-year-old girl, guys. She's still a baby. This is absolutely terrible. A spokesperson for the Cornelius PD previously told Inside Edition that school employees had called the girl's mother on several occasions prior to inquire about her absence from school. Madalina was last seen wearing jeans, pink, purple and white Adidas shoes and a white t-shirt and jacket, according to the FBI. So what are you thinking so far, guys? This is this is a weird story. What are you thinking so far? I mean, things are just, who waits to report an 11-year-old missing? And the reason is because they didn't want to start conflict with their partner. What the hell? I don't understand. This is a weird case. And as we go on, you're going to find out that it gets worse. In fact, hold on. Oh gosh, it's really warm here today because like we've just finished our summer. Sorry for you over the other side of the planet and it's winter, you poor buggers, because I know you're doing it hard. Pam says stepdad's a freak and mum knew it. Well, yeah, because she didn't report Madalina missing because she didn't want to cause conflict, and then that there was the friend of the family saying that he had been asked to smuggle Madalina and mum away because of the relationship. You think the stepfather did something the mother knows and is too afraid to knock on him? Possibly. Yeah, it's up in the air, isn't it? All right. Let's continue to the next one. This is weird as well. So this is dailymail.co.uk. Pam said spring starts on the 20th, so a couple of days. Ooh, you'll be loving it. Police seize 50 items, including 3 iPhones, from home of missing 11-year-old girl who vanished in November. As it emerges, her mum drove to a remote area in the mountains in North Carolina after she disappeared. So, what was mum doing in the mountains? Start again. See, you're curious. You can watch it on the replay, darling. Thanks for coming. Newly released search warrants in the case of missing 11-year-old Madalina have revealed that 3 iPhones were among dozens of items confiscated as police continue their search for the girl in North Carolina. Slow motion, it's about 0. Oh, poor you. Buried her or traded her. I actually had my fan on before, but that fan, it's amazing. My son bought it for me. It has a remote and everything, which is so cool, but it's the loudest fan ever, so I had to turn it off. But I'm doing okay. So Madalina, who lives in Cornelius, a suburb of Charlotte, was last seen from the school bus. Her case is now being investigated as both a kidnapping and a missing persons case, the new documents revealed. Pam, low 50s here. I think you're probably saying it in Fahrenheit. You need to give us it in degrees because we don't get that Fahrenheit stuff. Madalina's mum and her stepfather have been charged with failure to report a missing child and have remained in custody under separate bonds. The search warrants made public on Tuesday, which were previously sealed by a judge, showed that investigators seized T-Mobile cell phone data, emails, credit card and banking history information from Madalina's mum and stepfather. It comes less than a week after police posted new information to Facebook with reports that Madalina's mother had driven to a remote area in the mountains of Madison County after she was last seen, but before she was reported missing. So that's good to know. She went into these mountains after she went missing, but before she was reported missing. As we know, it took a long time for her to report. In the Facebook post last week, police asked the public to come forward if they had seen Madalina's mother or her vehicle in the mountains of Madison County. CPD believes she travelled to the area, which is located deep in the Appalachian Mountains on the Tennessee border, after Madalina was last seen on November 21, but before she was reported missing on December 15. So it's very strange. What on earth was her mum doing going into this remote area of the Appalachian Mountains? There had to be a reason for her to go all that way into such a remote area, you know. The documents detail how police searched and swabbed the family home on Victoria Bay in Cornelius as they continued to investigate Madalina's disappearance. 3 iPhones were seized from the house, and police obtained warrants for the data from cell towers to piece together the whereabouts of her mum and stepfather before and after the disappearance. Madalina's mother had previously told investigators that her daughter does not have a phone. Arrest records and the documents released Tuesday show that on November 23rd, that's the night after she was last seen at the bus, November 22nd, the night Madalina's mother says she disappeared, that she had argued with her husband and that he angrily drove that evening to his former hometown in Michigan. Pam says, Appalachian Mountains are scary. I live in the foothills in Ohio. Yeah. Thanks for that, Pam. I've seen them and they look so remote, some parts of them, for sure. The mum also told investigators that she believed her husband put them in danger and said she did not report her daughter missing sooner because she feared conflict with him. If he was away in Michigan visiting his former home, she was not in danger if he wasn't there, right? Well, that's what I'm thinking. So this is the mum. This is the car that police want anyone to come forward if they've seen that car. Obviously, their photos booked in for failure to report a missing child. Her mum had previously told investigators that Madalina's backpack and some of her clothes were missing from the home. She also told police that the girl did not have any friends that she would stay with, and that being from Moldova, they did not have family in the area. She added that she had been in touch with relatives in Moldova who advised her to go to the police, but she resisted. So the husband went away, but she didn't report her missing because she didn't want to have conflict with the husband. But the husband went away for a few days. He wasn't even there. And she's got all these people saying, call the police, call the police. It's your 11-year-old, 11, missing. Come on. During the search, investigators noted that the kitchen in the family home had an area blocked with plywood. The husband, who returned home 3 days after he left, said that he'd been building a separate apartment. Last week, DailyMail.com observed Brandon Roseman, the lawyer for the husband, with 2 men believed to be private investigators, examining a fire pit where the family allegedly burned couch cushions following Madalina's disappearance. I don't know if it's just me, but a fire pit, burning cushions from a couch after her disappearance seems a bit odd to me. Red flags, many of them. Yeah, oh wow, Pam. Yeah, oh wow. The 3 men pulled up around noon on Friday and walked through the backyard, then proceeded up a staircase through a rear gate leading to the secluded fire pit. Exclusive photos and videos by Daily Mail, they gathered around the black charred circle that burned for several days in late November. I'm getting so many red flags. The red flags are just all over the show, right? So you can see the fire pit. just weird. The whole thing is just odd. Yes, Somation, red flags. It's just all odd. The mum emigrated from Eastern European nation of Moldova, where she reportedly participated in a reality TV show on weight loss in 2014. A bit of useless information. She showed off her engagement ring on the program, and there's also a glimpse of a little girl believed to be Madalina. Her mum described herself on LinkedIn as an independent beauty consultant selling Mary Kay cosmetics. However, neighbours said they'd never seen her selling. In fact, they said she'd really been seen in public at all. Yep, absolutely red. Red flags everywhere. Her husband worked as a mechanical designer and industrial machinery manufacturer in North Carolina, according to his LinkedIn page, though he told neighbours that he was laid off in 2020 and was working for another company an hour outside town. He also ran an etching business out of his garage using a laser to engrave products and selling his work online. Locals described Palmetta as a far-right, deep-state propagandist, who'd fill his Facebook feed with pictures of armed warriors, the American flag, Bible quotes, and anti-Biden stuff. He also shared links to deep state podcasts with neighbours. He boasted to neighbours about owning a cache of guns, and during the George Floyd protest, threatened to use his weapons if any protester showed up at his house. Before the arrest, the couple's greatest issue with locals came from a more mundane issue. They had an abundance of cats, apparently, another bit of useless information, that would roam the streets, drawing complaints from the neighbourhood association. Well, we know cats are really unreliable and they do whatever they want, whenever they want, apparently, like Ronnie, my co-host that's not here. Diana and the husband remain in custody on $250,000 and $200,000 bond. So, this was sort of the latest that I could find. But we might just go ahead and see if we can see if there's any updates to this. Oh my God, it's just unreal. Okay, so what's today? The 18th. So we'll just see if there's any updates. Okay, well here's one that's a bit... parents clearly know more about missing 11-year-old, police say. This is ABC News. Ronnie knows he's worth the wait. Yeah, he knows. He knows how handsome he is and how everyone loves him more than me. Okay, what's this lady saying? Hope you can hear.
Madalina Cojocari. One of the challenges in this case, simply put, we were not notified she was gone. A delay of 3 weeks. School officials had repeatedly tried to contact Madalina's parents. Finally, on December 15th, Madalina's mother walked into school and said her daughter was missing. We immediately called in partners from across the state and from the FBI. Since that
Can you guys hear this okay?
Thursday, nearly 2 weeks ago, hundreds of agents, detectives, analysts, and other employees surged. In cooperation with the district attorney's office, we arrested Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, and her stepfather, Christopher Palmetta. Thankfully, the state of North Carolina has a law that makes it illegal if someone fails to report a missing child to law enforcement.
Thank goodness for that, right?
Here are some of the specifics. Investigators have developed and followed nearly 250 leads, spanning across state lines and across the globe. We have interviewed hundreds of people in North Carolina and other states and again, across the globe. We went door to door to at least 245 homes, focusing on the Victoria Bay community where Madalina lives. We canvassed businesses and scoured through hours of surveillance video from all over the area.
Oh, you guys can't hear it? Oh, bugger. everything's turned up as loud as it can go. That's a shame. Okay, so they were just giving up. So, missing 11-year-old Madalina's parents clearly know more than they've told investigators, local police said. The CPD offered an update into the steps it's taken with the help of the FBI and the NCSBI in the 12 days since the mum... oh, you did hear it? Okay, I'll finish playing it. It's only a few more seconds.
We also led land and water searches around Lake Cornelius as a precautionary measure. Investigators obtained multiple search warrants for Madalina's home to make sure we legally gathered each and every possible piece of evidence to find Madalina. We know everyone has a lot of questions. We also have questions and are doing everything we can with proper legal authority to get those answers. We know you understand us sharing investigative details could harm our efforts in finding Madalina. The Cornelius Police Department is so grateful for the tremendous outpouring of support. This is a serious case of a child whose parents clearly are not telling us everything they know.
Right, so they know that the parents are not saying what's going on, right?
The stepfather of Madalina Cojocari were arrested Saturday for not reporting her disappearance, police said. The 11-year-old's school was notified about 3 weeks after she was last seen at her home in Cornelius, North Carolina. Police said they began an investigation on Thursday after the school was notified Cojocari was missing. The FBI is also assisting local authorities in the search for the missing girl who was last seen on November 23rd.
Okay. Oh my God, hail. Okay, we know everyone has a lot of questions. We sure have a lot of questions because a lot of it just doesn't make any sense. She said in a video, the captain, we also have questions and are doing everything we can with proper legal authority to get those answers. She added, this is a serious case of a child whose parents are clearly not telling us everything they know. Clearly they're not. This is insane, this case. It makes no sense whatsoever. And clearly, these guys are not telling the police everything they know. About an 11-year-old girl. 11. During a hearing Wednesday in Mecklenburg County Court, a judge ordered Madalina's mother, Diana, and her stepfather, Christopher, to surrender their passports as a condition of their release if they are able to post bond. The stepfather will also be required to wear an electronic ankle monitoring bracelet as part of his bond conditions, the judge announced in court. Good shit. She's more diplomatic than you. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be saying some other shit, right? The parents remained in custody Wednesday afternoon with those $250,000 and $200,000 bond set, respectively. Both parents were arrested on December 17th and charged under a North Carolina law that requires guardians to notify police within a reasonable time when a child goes missing. And I don't think like a month is counted as reasonable time. Doesn't it remind you of the Chad and Laurie Daybell case? Hey, butterfly kisses. Where they failed to report the children missing as well. Thank goodness there are laws in states and in the US where you do have to report your child missing, right? Within reasonable time. Thank goodness for that. The FBI last week released a surveillance video that investigators said showed the 11-year-old leaving her school bus on November 21st, which they said was the last confirmed sighting of the child. Her parents told investigators she's been missing since November 23rd, but she was reported missing on December 15th. Okay, so it's probably like 2 weeks, right? Still not reasonable time. Each faces a felony charge of failure to report the disappearance of a child. Police said in 2 statements. Both are scheduled to appear on Wednesday morning according to the local sheriff's website. But we did see in one of the things we read before that it was pushed to May. And that's a lot of bond. I don't see these people being able to pay that bond. It's a lot. Hey, Autumn Fools. Good to see you, my darling. Investigators have developed and followed about 250 leads in the 12 days they've been searching for the girl. Those leads have been across state lines and across the globe. So, I mean, that's that human trafficking angle or smuggling angle that was brought up. Just weird. We have interviewed hundreds of people in North Carolina, other states, and again across the globe. People have knocked at about 245 homes as they've gone door to door in the Victoria Bay neighbourhood. You'll be lurking, going to lay down. I hope you feel better, Pam, my darling. So they went door to door, and investigators have scoured hours of surveillance video from local businesses. Investigators received multiple search warrants for Madalina's home to make sure we were legally gathering each and every piece of evidence to find Madalina. Police said the girl's school reached out to the mum, Diana, several times between November 23rd and December 15th, when the mother reported the girl missing at the school. Slow Motion says, I'm an uncle. I would wait seconds before I start looking. Right? Not 3 days. Oh, have you seen her? Do you know what happened? Jesus. Autumn, I need to run to grab food from the corner store. We'll let you. It's all good. We've got people missing. You can run off. See you when you get back, love. One of the challenges in the case, simply put, we were not notified she was gone. A delay of 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Officials have worked together to piece together a timeline of her disappearance according to an arrest sheet. So, Diana told police she last seen her daughter at about 10 p.m. on November 23rd, according to that. She said Madalina went to her room that night to go to bed. She stated her and her husband argued that night, and the next morning he drove to his family house in Michigan to recover some items. Of course, we heard that. Diana said she went to check on her daughter at about 11:30 a.m. the next day, November 24th, but the girl wasn't in her room. Police said Diana told them that she'd waited until her partner returned home at about 7 p.m. on November 26th to ask if he knew where Madalina was. Like, she couldn't just ring him on the phone and go, hey dude, have you got Madalina with you? Or do you know where she went? Did she go to a friend's house or something? She couldn't do that. He didn't have a phone. She didn't have a phone. I mean, the police said they got 3 iPhones from the address, right? Police asked the mum why she did not report Madalina missing until mid-December, and she stated she was worried it might start a conflict between her and her husband. Oh, I just don't understand that. Maybe it would start a conflict over the phone, but he wasn't there. He'd gone to Michigan. So how the hell can you use that as an excuse? Ugh, frustrating me. The stepdad said he had asked the mum, Diana, where Madalina was when he'd returned from his trip. He stated he spoke with the mum several times about Madalina's whereabouts over the next 3 weeks, and both stated they did not know where she was, but they did not contact the police to report her missing. I just don't understand. I actually just don't understand, to be honest. Your probably favourite uncle, Slow Motion, yeah, probably. She knows what parent wait more than 3 minutes, let alone 3 days, let alone 3 weeks, right? But maybe she didn't want to upset him if he took her. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. He wasn't there. So, conflict, maybe if he got back, but no, it's weird. It's weird as shit. you meant maybe she didn't want to upset him if he had her. She, as a parent, she could have just rung him on the damn phone and asked, do you have Madalina with you? It is that simple. And then when he gets back and they both go, do you know where she is? No. Do you know where she is? No. Oh, okay. And a week goes by. Oh, she's still not here. She still hasn't come back. Oh well. Doesn't matter. She's 11. She's a baby. Don't matter. Frick, man. Frick. As you can tell, guys, looking up this has just made me mad, to be honest. Yeah, made me mad. So that's the cases that I have from North Carolina, and of course we will spin the wheel soon to find out what places we're going to look into next. But what I thought I might do is, since it's been St. Paddy's Day yesterday for me, overseas it's for you, and St. Paddy's Day is amazing, that we could probably look at some missing people, I should say, in Ireland. So I came to Gardaí something.ie anyway, and I found this page here full of missing persons from Ireland, and I thought maybe we could just go over a couple of these for sure. And I did enter Ireland into our wheel. If you don't know what the wheel is, you'll see soon. You'll see soon. My God. So we've got missing. We've got ones that are really recent as well. So this one was just Alan. He looks young, missing since the 6th of March 2023. 5'7", medium build, brown hair. Gardaí are seeking the public's assistance in tracing the whereabouts of 15-year-old Alan, who is missing from Newbridge, County Kildare. He is described as being approximately 5'7" in height, of medium build, short brown hair and blue eyes. He was last seen in the Newbridge town area at approximately 4 p.m. on Monday. So, a very young man there. Slow motion. I have 7 brothers and 3 sisters. Ask me where they are. I am Irish, by the way. Nice. So where about are you living, slow motion? Do you live in Ireland or do you live in the US? I've got an Irish background. My mum's maiden name was O'Malley, so you can't get more Irish than that. And yeah, if you haven't watched my videos that I put up about the Irish dances that I seen yesterday, have a look. They were absolutely amazing. It was so amazing. This one also looks like quite a young guy. Missing since the 22nd of February. Warren, male, 5'10", of a slim build, colour brown hair. The Gardaí are seeking the public's assistance in tracing the whereabouts of 17-year-old Warren McKeever, who is missing from the Drumcarron area of something which I can't describe. Oh dear, that's bad. Bad. I can't pronounce these things. Slow motion, do you know if they have trafficking or human trafficking in Ireland? Is that a problem? My mum's maiden name was Alan. Live in Dublin. They are sideways. Yeah, I had to turn it sideways to try and fit them all in, but I didn't realise that the actual video would be sideways and that no one would be able to turn it around. So I was kind of hoping that if you were on your phone watching it, that you'd be able to turn your phone around and that it would be the right way up. But maybe not. This is another recent one. Corey, missing since 23rd of the 1st. 23, male, 5'11", stocky build with red hair. Gardaí are seeking the public's assistance in tracing the whereabouts of 27-year-old Corey Cramp, who is missing from Dublin. Corey is described as approximately 5'11" in height, of stocky build, with red hair and brown eyes. Gardaí and Corey's family are concerned for his welfare and are seeking assistance to locate him. You just turned your head? Good. Yeah. Oh, they were just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So this is a good place to find out a lot about crime. It says human trafficking. This would be interesting to see what it says about it, since I'm not actually like up with Ireland stuff. Okay. Okay. Oh wow. What's the difference between trafficking and smuggling? People smuggling involves illegal immigrants making an illegal entry into Ireland. Illegal immigrants want to come here and often pay someone to facilitate their illegal entry. Okay. Human trafficking involves the recruitment, transportation, and exploitation of a victim. This may include an illegal immigrant. Consent initially given by the victim will not be valid if it was obtained by fraud, deception, or coercion. So maybe there is problems with human trafficking in Ireland. To be honest, it's not something that I've looked up a lot. But then we've got to remember that we've got people from all over the world, you know, watching, obviously, because slow motion's in Ireland. This young lady here, have a look at her. Lisa, missing 27th of November 22, female, 5'3", average build with black hair. Gardaí are appealing to the public for assistance in tracing the whereabouts of 15-year-old Lisa, who was reported missing in Waterford City. Lisa is described as being approximately 5'3". You know what I would really like to do is have a look at Ireland. So it's obviously a country, an island, and then there's two parts. There's Northern Ireland and Ireland itself, and obviously it's part of the United Kingdom. I'd love to go there. That would be so cool. Ted heads, male and female, seem to be targeted. There are many missing in Ireland. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's a big country. Big island, I should say. Big island country. Yeah, look at all these. There's just pages and pages and pages of missing. So it seems like it's a huge problem over there as well. Maybe when we actually spin the wheel soon and find out where we're going to go next to find some cases, it might show up. Let's take a look at the wheel. Let's take a look at the wheel of place names. It's not exactly the wheel of fortune, but it's the wheel of place names. When it decides to come up, we'll take a look. Or grooming, yeah. Kaleidoscope, you're in Canada. It's amazing. Isn't the internet amazing how we can get together and from all over the world, you know, and chat and share stories and everything. I think it's amazing. So I put Ireland in here, which I should have had before, right? My pap was first Irish American born in the States in 1898. Awesome. So should we give this a bit of a spin? Loving the kiwi and the kiwi fruit in the middle there. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Oh, Idaho. Don't you think we've got some cases from Idaho that we know in the news that we can definitely talk about, and also some cold cases from Idaho as well. So next time I come on, which I sort of just never know because I never know what I'm doing, it's going to be Idaho, right? And if you guys have any Idaho cases that you want me to look in, just send me an email, nzmissing@gmail.com, and I can look it up. We'll wait a couple of days before we do it. Slow motion. The thing is, with the Irish, we don't forget anyone, right? It's sad. It's sad that, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. There's people missing and stories of the missing. It's sad. Replay crew, we'll be back. If you think you know a case in Idaho that you want me to cover, flick me a message because we can cover it in the next couple of days. Pam said they had all the traditions: no whistle at night, stuffed keyholes with key or tissue paper, and covered mirrors when someone passed. Oh wow. Slow motion, is that sort of thing still happening? It's like superstitions? Or yeah, what superstitions do Irish have? Let us know. Monkey? Oh, monkey. Michael Vaughan, was he in Idaho? There's a lot going on in Idaho lately, right? I'll put monkey down because I'll definitely look into his. Is a really, really sad case. Young boy, I think he was only about 3 or 4. So yeah, we can definitely cover him. And then of course we've got the Idaho 4, which we could cover, but I mean there's not really new facts coming out about that case or anything. I think they've got the gag order in place, apart from releasing some documents every now and again. Other than that, there's no real information coming out of that case. But he had just turned 5 year. Bless little bugger. I'll show you a picture of him, eh? Let's have a wee look. Bless him. Okay. Oh, pictures. Look at this little fella. Just the most adorable little face. So yeah, a lot of people may have heard of this case, but definitely I can do some homework and we can look into this case next time I'm on as well. Anybody with a hurted child, it's disgusting, isn't it? Makes it so sad. Children are the most vulnerable that we have in society, and we need to protect them. And this is going on, so it breaks my heart. What else is going on? We've got 7 or 8 people in here. Let me know. And if you think of any countries or places that I should add to the wheel, let me know. I've got all the 50 states. I've got Ireland. I can't remember what else I put in there. Australia, I put that in there. I'm reading it upside down. Ireland, I put that in there today. But like my mind goes blank. Rained all day here, slept through most of it. Oh, poop. Well, today is the sun shining. It's a beautiful day. I am going to go out this afternoon. I've got to go and get some bread and bits and pieces. I've got to... Do you know what? I don't know if you guys seen on my community post, I put a picture of all the sleeping bags and blankets that I received from this backpackers, and I've only got like a little tiny flat, so I've got this huge pile. Every time I need to go into my bathroom, I need to climb over this big pile, and then they all fall down, and then I've got to put them all back again, and then I leave the bathroom, I've got to jump over the pile again, and then they all fall down again, and I've got to try and put them back together again. But I've been giving out sleeping bags out of the car, so it's a good idea to put some of them back into the car. Before, unfortunately, some of them may be not washed before I can give them out, but yeah, it is what it is. And I'm hoping that the New Zealand public do come to the party, helping with other things that I've asked for donations about. Or hopefully I get a new job or another job, and then it doesn't matter because I can just buy stuff for donations anyway. But I hope that people sort of come to the party. I'm just really lucky that backpackers did and gave me all that stuff, because it was amazing. And you know what? To me, I got a hug off one person, and then I just got smiles from others, and that's all I need. My two sons have both said they'll come with me. When it gets a bit colder, we'll go out at night and give things away. I also got given a list or a phone number of some portable shower people that go around in Christchurch. I haven't actually seen them before and don't know about it, but apparently they take like a truck with portable showers around somewhere. So I'm going to get in contact with them, because I reckon wherever they hang out at night or whatever would be a good place to go to hand out things. So I'm thinking like rain ponchos, drinks, snacks, flasks, wipes and hand sanitizer, deodorant would be really nice, sanitary items for women out there, just the simple basic stuff that just would make a difference, you know. But in saying that, I'm going to go because I am all talked out today. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out a couple of cases from North Carolina. Looking forward to Idaho. Will be in the next couple of days. I need to give myself some time to take a bit of look at it. Someone also requested that I take a look at Pike County murders, the massacre of 8 family members, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to put together a video about Pike County, but it's going to take me a little bit to research that. It's a big case with a lot of information. I keep putting podcasts on and then falling asleep, so I don't like hear what they've got to say. So I've got to get into it. So thank you guys. Thank you, replay crew. I appreciate you more than you know. Thanks, Pam, my darling. Kaleidoscope. Thank you. Slow motion. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate you all. Autumn, sorry I was gone before you get back, babe. Butterfly kisses. It was nice of you to pop in. I really appreciate it, guys. Curious, it was nice of you to pop in earlier, sweetheart. And if you want to chat anytime, go to my Facebook page and you can send me messages through that Facebook page if you want to. I love you guys. See you later, alligator. See you next time.